Hi everyone, welcome back to Chasing the Draw. On this episode, we'll be going over my 2025 roller coaster of a hunting season. My main goal this year was a little different than normal. I wanted to be able to get Morgan her first year with a bow. Alright, redo it again. Check 25, 25, 25. Well, we're headed to this deer stand, and I know faithful. You know, it's sure nice having a camera person, it is. But my dang fiance always seems to forget something. So we were supposed to be at the stand 20 minutes ago. Well, I'm waiting on her, so we'll see. Hopefully we can get to the stand soon. If you can't tell, we're still waiting on her. We're gonna just put it on now.
I am. Can I put it over?
Started out the year in Minnesota putting out trail cameras. We ended up getting 2 shooters on camera. There was a big 12 and a big wide 8 that I knew I would like to go after. I wasn't able to hunt opening weekend in Minnesota because I had a rodeo up in Little Falls, Minnesota. But after that, I knew I was going to be starting to spend some time in the tree. The first 3 weeks of deer movement in Minnesota were absolutely horrible. All my shooters had disappeared, let alone the bugs were horrible. They would eat you alive going to your deer stand. So I tried to go out to South Dakota for a little bit, and I didn't have much luck out there either. I didn't hardly have any deer on camera. I didn't hardly see any deer in the tree stand. I didn't know what I should do. So I knew Morgan wanted to hunt Wisconsin on her land. So I decided we should probably try it out. We went to a spot we've never hunted before, and we were hunting over a big ridge line. First deer that comes by is a smaller 8, and she didn't end up shooting him. 35 minutes into our first hunt, all of a sudden a big 6x6 comes in, but he had a trash bag on his right side of his horns. We called him Trash Man. The next morning, I went over to the ridge line about 400 yards east of Morgan, and it's a big ridge line that kind of funnels into where Morgan is sitting. And I ended up seeing a couple really nice bucks that morning. Didn't ever get a shot at anything. We spent a lot of hours in a tree stand, morning till night, but never ended up seeing Trash Man. But hopefully next year he makes it through. Now it's the first part of November, and I'm trying to get to hunt as much as I can over here in Minnesota. Not having much luck, but I'm also trying to practice for circuit finals. I was super excited to get out to South Dakota because I knew we had 2 shooters. One was Stickers and one was Ghost. We've had them on camera for about 3 years now. I've seen Stickers on hoof. I've never seen Ghost on hoof before, and I was pretty excited to get out there to give it a try because I knew the rut was really good. The first place I knew I was gonna go when I got to South Dakota was my favorite stand because that morning I got a picture of Stickers in daylight chasing a doe. After seeing Stickers in the trees the night before, I knew I had to be in there, but the only issue is I had the wrong wind to hunt my stand. So I ended up going to the fence line north of the trees, and I was hoping to either see him bedded down to where I could put a spot and stock on him, or he would chase a doe towards me. It was about 9:45. He ended up pushing the doe along the fence line. I thought he was gonna come all the way to me, but he ended up pushing her about 100 to 125 yards from me. I ended up never getting a shot at him. After seeing Stickers that morning, I knew he wasn't gonna be bedded far away. I ended up finding him in the cornfield right next to our alfalfa field, coming up with a game plan of grabbing a decoy and going along our alfalfa and hoping that he would get away from that doe and end up seeing my decoy and coming all the way to me. About an hour before dark, I was watching Ghost and I seen Stickers walking my way without a doe. Once he jumped the fence, I ranged him. He was at 50 yards. I started to grab my bow, get everything ready, and right as I pulled back, he saw me. And I knew he might duck my arrow, so I aimed a little low. And when I shot, he did not duck. I ended up hitting him really low, and I put a horrible shot on him. I knew the shot I put on him, he was probably gonna live, but I tried my best to be able to find him. I tracked blood for about 200 yards, lost blood after 200 yards, so I scouted and scouted, trying to find him to make sure he was still alive. About a day and a half after, I saw him chasing the doe, and I knew it was going to be either him or nothing this year in South Dakota. Well, we finally made it back to South Dakota, and it is cold. Very cold. It is 4 degrees right now, about 20-mile-an-hour wind chill. It's going to be pretty miserable, but hopefully with the cold temperatures and high pressure, we'll be able to have deer on their feet, and hopefully it all works out. All those deer just came downwind. I cannot believe I got by with that, but they can smell it. I use no shaver. Me and my dad have used it for the last 6 years, and I have never had such good success. It's always with them. I've tried secular, I've tried everything. The only thing that works for us is no shaver. Well, it's not even 3:40 yet, and we have deer everywhere. The last couple days have been really, really cold, in the negatives, and it jumped up to 22 today. And there's more deer moving right now than there has been all week. And it's early, so never know what's gonna happen. Well, it was a pretty awesome hunt tonight. None of our shooters came in. We had a big 8 at the other section of the field. Thought he might come back up this way, but he didn't. Overall, it was a very good night. Seen about 4 bucks. A lot of does. But, I mean, it's pretty fun.
Alright, good morning. I'm really not looking forward to this hunt this morning. It is gonna be so cold. Well, we got about 2 inches of snow. Hopefully it's not so loud getting in the stand this time, but we're gonna try to sit as long as we possibly can and get out and get ready for the night hunt.
The deer finally just starting to move. They're moving a little later than I thought they would, but hopefully one of the bigger ones show up. Alright, headed out. I've never hunted this late out here. Usually we have most of our deer killed out here by this time, but this is the first year I've ever hunted this late in December. Hopefully, I really don't know what the deer movement's gonna be like. Cameras seems hit or miss, but we had a really big cover front come through. Hopefully it's decent, but we'll see. So now it's opening weekend of muzzleloader in Minnesota, and I had the Big 8 showing up on camera pretty regularly, but I am starting to think I should let him go one more year. Because I know he's 5, I'd like to see him at 6. So I decided to go down to a public piece that I have not hunted in the last 3 years, but I know there's some deer on there. There's a chance I might not see anything, but I decided to give it a chance anyways.
Well, a little different spot than we're used to. Came in on public, way back in here, probably half a mile. I know this public really good. I've killed quite a few deer out here before. Haven't hunted it all year, but the other night driving by here on a bean field, I seen a lot of deer, so I decided to try it out tonight, have a good wind, and hopefully it all pays off. Well, I was sitting in that tree right over there. Had a buck come in. Gosh, I just got set up. And when I looked up, he was already coming. Really don't know what he is. I was just hustling to get my camera out and get it on him, but hopefully we find him. There he is. Let's go take a look at him.
I watched him go down. I remember calling everybody because I was so excited. Went and found him, and it was pretty special. It was my first ever self-filmed hunt. Pretty new to this, and it was exciting.